I'm Jonathan, this is Krista, and we're here to help you be a better landlord. All right, Krista, today we are talking about the biggest stressor for landlords, which is
Maintenance requests.
maintenance requests. Why does it stress out so many well-meaning landlords?
I think the unpredictability of maintenance requests, especially given that they could be any level of severity, is why it's so stressful when you get that middle of the night call it's saying, hey, there's something going wrong.
Yeah.
Additionally, that's your investment property and you want your tenants to be safe and comfortable, so you might automatically jump into like fight or flight, but you don't have to. You can have a good system in place that takes away that stress, specifically by managing your maintenance online.
Yeah, the big thing that keeps landlords up at night is, are they going to get a call? And if they do, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a leaky faucet, or is it going to be a hole in the roof with an entire family of raccoons having eaten their way in?
Anything's possible in the rental
Anything is
game.
possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you can manage it online. How do we do that? How do we manage maintenance online?
So you could sign up for free at TurboTenant.com. We make it really easy. We have an all-in-one portal where inherently your tenants can go in, they can submit the maintenance request. That means say goodbye to those 2 a.m. phone calls. You are instead getting an email over to you so that you can check it as soon as you wake up. And in that portal, your tenants can actually attach pictures and videos so that you get the full context of the situation and can act accordingly.
Yeah, that's great. Then you're not going in blind. You actually know what's happening in there.
Exactly, and you can diagnose it faster when you have those kind of references to say, oh, it's just a leaking faucet versus, oh no, the raccoons are back and they're angry.
Yes, and they have weapons now.
It's a real risk people run into, honestly.
Okay, so what is the benefit of having, let's call it a digital paper trail of maintenance requests?
There are so many benefits. First and foremost, it's just good practice to always document what you're doing with your business. One, there is the factor of tax benefits at the end of the year. You can really keep track of sending out work orders because our portal makes it easy. Your tenant puts in a request, you can forward that to your favorite contractor as a work order, and then you have, again, that trail saying, oh, I paid Jonathan $400 to remove raccoons from the ceiling, right? Additionally, having proof that you are actively working on tenant requests comes in handy for really, a variety of reasons. One, it helps to improve your landlord-tenant relationship when you can have that back and forth and you have something to point to that says, okay, I know you submitted this request yesterday, here's my status update with an approximate timeline this morning, and then you can just pass it back and forth as you work to resolve the issue. Worst case scenario, you are, in move-out times, or maybe something has escalated with your tenant, you're going to court. This documentation will help you prove that you are being the best landlord possible by being attentive to their requests and jumping on them as soon as you could in order to make sure that they're comfortable in their home.
Yeah. And what does the request really consist of? Like, we've got the information, we've got the photos. Is there anything else?
Sure, so those are the biggest components. You can also attach videos. That can be especially helpful if it's like an issue with sound or there's something weird going on that they can't diagnose. That'll help you get the full scope. Additionally, you can add status updates, and there are actually status stages that for the job overall. So when you as the landlord go into your maintenance portal, you can see at a glance, okay, the sink is in repair, the raccoons are out of the ceiling, that's been resolved.
Yeah, but now they're in the apartment.
They are now renting the room next door.
Oh.
So they've got great credit scores.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't knock them.
Kind of a win-win.
It's kind of a win-win. No, but inherently it's going to have everything that you need and that your tenant needs to make a comprehensive request and communicate the entire time as you work toward a resolution.
Nice. And then at the end of the actual resolution, the tenant can say whether it was satisfactory?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's pretty critical because if they mark that it's satisfactory and then 6 months later they say, hey, you never fixed the leaking faucet, you have something to go back to and say, let's unpack where this misunderstanding came from. It was resolved here. What's happened since?
Mm-hmm. What if I told you I have a perfectly good notebook that I've used for years to track my maintenance requests by hand? Why should I move it online? What's the benefit to me?
First of all, you're left-handed, so I'm sure it's smudged.
It is.
Exactly.
I can't use pencils. It's terrible.
I know. So while I would never knock a process that's working for someone, I would say having a digital record makes it so much more accessible for you to go in, understand what was done when, what contractors you liked. There are so many more benefits to putting it online, and it makes it less of a headache for you versus that beautiful notebook of yours, which could be easily destroyed in a fire or other terrible situations. If something's digital, it's a lot harder to destroy.
Okay, going back to what's required of the landlord, how long do they actually have to fix something?
This is one of the most popular questions we get asked regarding maintenance. So inherently, the laws are going to depend on where your rental is and the severity of the issue. But typically speaking, landlords have 3 to 7 days to fix critical repairs. So that's going to be hot water going out, heat going out in the winter, etc. And then typically you'd expect to see repairs of non-critical issues in 30 days or less. So that's going to be like a minor appliance failing or a dripping faucet. But you should still make sure that you're trying to attend to those issues as quickly as possible to, one, make sure that a small issue doesn't become a bigger issue, but also because that's better for your landlord-tenant relationship.
Yeah.
First step that you should do as soon as you get any kind of repair request, no matter how severe it is acknowledge that you've received it and give them an approximate timeline and steps that you're going to take to resolve the issue. We make it really easy at turbotenant.com. You can sign up for free and manage maintenance completely online.
And what if your tenant thinks it's way more severe than you do? What if they think it's a critical repair, but in your eyes, not so much?
That happens sometimes, a mismatched understanding of what severity really means. I would say make sure that you're respectful. You want to meet them where they're at without panicking and say, hey, I see that you put in this request. I am going to take the following steps. You can expect to hear back from me by this date, and then make sure that you're following through with that. That's going to encourage your tenant to continue coming to you with issues, and you would rather have a tenant who reports issues to you, even if they think that they are mountains rather than molehills, versus someone who's not going to report any issues, whether because they don't want to be a burden or because they just don't think it's a big deal, but then it becomes a bigger deal over time.
All right. Well, thanks for talking through maintenance requests. If you out there have any questions or suggestions on how to deal with maintenance requests, leave them in the comments below.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.